Hey Ratbags, it's Jay today going over the likelihood of the Axel update arriving sooner than I believed. Also what it means for the winter update and how there's a slim chance we actually might see it before Christmas. And just a little reminder of what to expect with the Axel update, giving you hints and clues about what gear you might need and what we might get as rewards. So all that, let's go. So if you don't know, we are predicting the Axel update should be arriving soon. Now when I was in LA, I got speaking to a few people and it was kind of implied we'd see the Axel update come around 2 months after the main release of the game. So the main release of the game happened literally on the 29th of July, so pretty much beginning of August. So 2 months after that, you're looking at what? The end of September. And that's what I've been basing a lot of stuff off. They've also said on the roadmap that we're not going to see updates until maybe 4 to 5 months in between, which is a bigger gap than the 3 to 4 months we had with Grounded 1. So my thinking was if we're going to get the update at the pretty much end of September, beginning of October, and then we've got to wait like another 4 months for the next update, it wouldn't be till January or February that we would see the next major content drop, the winter update. But I might have got that wrong. I guess we're going to find out on Monday for sure. I'm hoping or predicting we'll get at least the release date of the Axel update. As yet, the devs are at PAX West. PAX West is a pretty much fan expo, but with lots of game reveals. Happens every year, and there's different versions for the East Coast of America and West Coast. They also have them in Australia and maybe other places as well. We know we're going to be getting Axel at least shown off maybe a little bit on Monday, since they're really hyping it up across socials. And this is what started to make me think, actually, there could be a chance the update does in fact drop a lot sooner than we thought. I'm going to be live streaming this so you can watch it as well on YouTube. 12 PM to 1 PM, and that I do believe is PST time. So that should be about 3 o'clock Eastern, and that will be 8 o'clock UK time. And when I saw this advertised, I just assumed it'd be a big talk about the community. I mean, it's literally there. Talk to us, we're listening, charting the progress of Grounded 1, how it succeeded in helping Grounded become a great game, and what they're going to be doing for Grounded 2. But they do have someone from IDOS and a producer there as well, and they are really ramping stuff up seemingly to show off more of Axel. I have also got Jan Isnard from IDOS, who's going to be going over UX stuff, which is all about how the game feels when you actually play it. But everything from the controllers to maybe feedback when fighting bugs, in charge of the overall feel of it. So it's a pretty big deal. But yeah, I thought this was going to be just talking about the roadmap and how great the community are, and come and add your suggestions in the official Discord. I'm not being dismissive of that. That is interesting to me, but I know for a lot of you, you're probably already snoring. Where's Axel? Where's update? They gave no real hints that they'd be announcing anything here. On their last Casually Grounded stream, they just said it was happening. So no teases like, you know, you best be there. But the wording and the showcases that they've been giving us since Axel got revealed at Gamescom really says to me we're actually going to see a lot more of the Axel fight, or at least stuff around it as well maybe. I think they're going to show off a portion of the gameplay there, and there's an outside bet they may say the update is live. They've also just, funnily enough, put out a little skit talking about how great ranged is, and from what we can tell, Axel seems to be based around range at the moment at least, with one of the weapons being the great bow as well as a mutation. From the game files though, we do know there is some sort of spear and some sort of dagger or knife set as well. So yeah, it's hopefully all free, and that'd be crazy to get 3 different weapons from one boss. But given it's so big, kind of makes sense as well, right? We're expecting lots of Venom and critical style business from this. I did cover what the effects were of some of them weapons. But what was interesting though, especially about this little skit, this short, it is that scar on its back, on its abdomen or body, that seems to be a weak point. And it is going to be a case of us having to try and get on top or get close enough to hack away at it to maybe do the most damage. And I think that's going to rely on obviously stunning Axel with either high stun or bow shots, and maybe not getting caught by its own scream, which is definitely reminiscent of the Broodmother and pretty much every spider, now that all Weavers can also scream. We have seen this wound before, but really close up this time, really good to see. So I reckon we'll knock off his legs and then go for the weak points. So I think there is an outside chance, with all this hyping it up now, showing Axel off and more, we may see the update drop earlier. I still don't think it might be the first, but it could be literally only a couple of weeks away instead of a whole month away. There are some counter arguments to that though. Obviously, literally, people telling me it wouldn't arrive for 2 months, But if they're talking about the full update and not the PTB, well, that still falls in line if it does arrive around the 22nd of September, or obviously the beginning of October. And then only a couple months away, and we might potentially have the winter update before Christmas. Winter doesn't actually technically start till 21st December, and I'm a bit concerned that the full update wouldn't go live then, because surely they'd want some time to make sure it was all okay. But again, they could have an early PTB. But since we think Axel has been kind of left or cut out, if you take into account the release date, then 5 months after release is pretty much the end of December. So yeah, do a PTB, make sure everything's right, and then put it out, and hope nothing breaks while I take a holiday over Christmas. The winter update is stacked though. It's going to have Peeper, it's going to have Sour 2.0, Coziness System, and Playgrounds all added. That's a lot. Ladybug buggies, new cricket creatures, earwigs, various insects, tier 3 equipment, Omni tools, and a mushroom build set. That has just felt like way too much, hence why it would be moved to January or February. And if it does get released in December, it means the summer update would be longer than 5 months, because summer doesn't technically begin again until around the end of June. It's a bit of speculation there, of course, but yeah, judging on the history and everything else they've done, best case scenario, we get this Axel update relatively soon. It comes out for everyone at the end of September, and then the winter update at the end of December for everyone, helping get players to buy the game while they're on holiday over Christmas time. The other thing that cements this idea for me is they have revealed a bunch of stuff at PAX in the past, hence why I've been showing this little clip. Back in 2022, we got the Bug Strike Back update showcased. This had a ton of stuff, of course, including the more revamped raids and some of the mixers that got added across Grounded 1. Now, the release didn't happen immediately, but it did happen, I think, like a week later. But wait, there's more. Back last year, when they introduced the fully yoked update, which obviously gave us New Game Plus and more, that actually got showcased in March at PAX East, and then the update actually went live in April. And probably most famous of all, I think it was one of the PAXs that we actually got a huge reveal unintentionally of 1.0 stuff, as they were in a dev world and we could see things behind them, like Molduk's castle when it was a Barbie castle and stuff. So really getting it clear to you, don't miss out on PAX on Monday, because we're surely going to get big reveals. I've seen a few people complain that the Axel update is only going to be this boss. Somehow people are complaining about free content so soon. But I do get the idea that some people want a bit more of it, obviously, especially as they might not even be ready to take on a new boss. But there are some cool things dropping with this boss fight. Axel recipes. Obviously Axel's arena we know about, since it's on the game and everyone's pretty much shown off that you can break into it. Building grid should be good, and various quality of life improvements. Hot pouch on buggies, yes. Slight explaining, some spoilers, but not actually going or showing you guys. But we have seen, obviously, there's going to be different weapons and certain buildables. There is no confirmation yet that the Axel armor is strictly just for Ranger class, but it's a very good bet, since Ranger's kind of a bit low-key at the moment, especially as well as Magic. The focus has been on Rogue and then Fighter. And then, yeah, the Axel furniture. There is going to be a throne, some candles, and other stuff. Might be a bit too big to have a stuffed bug, can you imagine that? I reckon it will be like a little mini-me version. But more likely it's going to be a trophy. When it comes to fighting Axel, we do know obviously he's going to have a lot of venom abilities. So anything that's going to give you protection, you might want to try and get Mithridism up to its perfect level. And I may go through that a little bit more into tomorrow's video, where I might have some more surprises, especially about what Axel's armour actually looks like. So that's where we're at, people. Monday, make sure you tune in with me. I'm going to set up an event right now on my Discord so you'll get a notification. Or make sure you got the bell dinged, obviously here. And yeah, fingers crossed, the update may be a huge surprise and it goes live that day for PTB at least. Or it certainly won't be, I don't think, too far away. Let me know how hyped you are to take on Axel. What kind of stuff are you getting ready to beat it with? And I'll see you right back some more soon. Bye-bye.